both are needed. Only thing is you need to prioritize on that. What is to be given first preference and what next. So nothing is, there is nothing like something is important, something is less important. There is only an order in which you have to proceed. Okay? Then, apart from your acquiring knowledge, skill, there is another aspect which you need to develop. It is whatever I have been talking right from the beginning of the session, it is not merely to be paid attention to only as a student during the student period. I am telling you, whatever I have been talking about, it applies for the whole life. These are the things which you need to pay attention to for the whole of your life. Not for just being successful in the campus and being a good student and all that. And an aspect which has been neglected for a very long time is attitude. Sometimes, a topper in the batch might feel that I have very sound knowledge in the subject and I did well in my theory exam and I answered all the questions, I haven't gone wrong anywhere, but still I have been failed. It used to happen in our days when we were the student. It is not happening these days anymore. Really, I feel sorry for not happening these days. Why? Because one of my seniors, he used to be very good. He has got the sound knowledge and he is just 1 year senior to me and he used to teach us more than what a teacher can teach us. We learnt a lot, the clinical skills, how to examine a patient, what is the differential diagnosis, all that we have learned. But the only thing is, out of his knowledge, he used to be very proud about it and egoistic and never used to care for the teachers. He was highly disloyal to the teachers. And because of this bad attitude, he has been failed twice or thrice in the final year. No doubt, sometimes there is no way you can find, nowhere you can find fault with his performance, skill, knowledge. But still has been failed twice in the final year only because he had such a bad attitude. So one may feel in examination they are only testing for my knowledge, why should they bother about the attitude? But thanks to the amended curriculum again, these days they are not merely testing for this answers, how you, this so-called all these years it is only narrative, descriptive questions have been asked and your answers have been very lengthy. The evaluation is also variable from examiner to examiner and that was not really the appropriate method of examination, what has been all these years. Now the focus is shifted, subjectivism is minimized and it is competency based medical education now. So a particular competency or skill expected from you until unless that competency is exhibited by you, you will not be promoted further. Similarly, in addition to the competency component, there has been much focus on the attitude and communication. So you need to have the right attitude. And some of the screening tests conducted in the Western countries for the foreign medical graduates. So those who have done their basic medical degree elsewhere, when they want to pursue their career abroad in Western countries, they conduct certain screening tests in which much of the focus is on how you deal with the patient, how you treat the patient. Treat in the sense not the treatment component, the technical part I am not talking about. How you receive the patient, how you interact with the patient, how much of importance, attention you are paying to the emotions of the patient, how you treat the patient as a human, not merely as a patient. So this attitude part is paid a lot of attention these days. So the whole of your training is being divided into 3 components now. Again, thanks to amended curriculum. You are the batch 1 of this amended curriculum. So you are going to the milestone in the career of medicine, medical education. So, cognitive domain, psychomotor domain, and affective domain. Cognitive domain is having the knowledge of what to do. And then psychomotor domain is having the skill of doing that. And affective domain is, in addition to these two, how you convey to the patient what he is suffering from. You make him realize how severe it is or how trivial it is, and you make him understand what is the kind of the treatment is going to be given to him, and you make him understand when he is going to be all right, when he is going to be cured of all this. So interact with compassion and empathy. This component is being stressed upon. This is called affective domain. In layman's term, we used to call it as knowledge, skill, and aptitude. But in the medical scenario, you call it as cognitive domain, psychomotor domain, and affective domain. So this affective domain has been paying a lot of attention. And as a part of this, attitude and communication has been emphasized a lot. And communication is as important. And many of the times, the only reason for the communication gap, be it between you and your friend, be it between you and your parents, be it among your siblings, be it between any two who are conversating, most of the times the reason for the communication gap is we are only prepared to talk what we want to talk, and we are not prepared to listen what other person is speaking. Hearing is different from listening. And in most of the classes, students are only hearing me, they are not listening to me. Seeing is different from watching. Hearing is different from listening. And most of the times when the conversation goes on, when someone is talking, when A is talking, B is keeping quiet, not because B is listening to the A. B is merely waiting for the A to stop talking, only then he is trying to start his own talk. It's never because of the attention he is paying to the speaker. It is only because he is waiting until this man stops so that he can start again talking back. So I am telling you, in day-to-day life, communication and understanding may sound very simple, but it is the toughest job in day-to-day life, I am telling you. To communicate what you want to communicate, and then really to understand other person, because we always view the world with our own perspective, and we never view the world, we never view the person. If I were in your shoes, it never happens. So this is the reason why, because one-line thinking. So to communicate, to understand, most of the times, I am telling you, when you are talking, you are only talking what you know already, be it about professional talk or something, discussion about the knowledge or something, even in the day-to-day life. When you talk, you are only talking what you already know. But when you listen, you come to know what you do not know earlier. So always give priority to listen rather than to talk. Talk only when there is a need to talk. But most of the times, take the opportunity to listen to the people who are talking to you. Because you get to know the things which you do not know earlier before listening to that. But when you talk, just try to recollect what all you have been talking to your friends and parents and others. You keep talking the same thing which you have been talking for years together. Okay. So that part, attitude and communication part. And even in this communication, most of the times, how you talk is more important than what you talk. ఒక పేషెంట్ సీరియస్గా ఉన్నాడు, మేము ఇవ్వాల్సిన ట్రీట్మెంట్ అంతా ఇచ్చాము, చెప్పలేము, రేపటిదాకా వెయిట్ చేయాలని చెప్పేటువంటి సేమ్ కంటెంట్ మెకానికల్గా చెప్పేటువంటి డాక్టర్కి, అదే ఒక ఎంపతి చూపిస్తూ పేషెంట్ అటెండెన్స్తో ఇంటరాక్ట్ అవుతూ కండిషన్ని ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేస్తూ చేయాల్సిన ఎఫర్ట్ అంతా ఎలా పెట్టారు, ఎందువల్ల సక్సెస్ కాలేదు, దే ఆర్ డూయింగ్ దేర్ బెస్ట్, దే స్టిల్ వెయిట్ ఫర్ ది అవుట్కమ్ విచ్ ఈస్ ప్రాబబ్లీ పూర్. and when they make the patient realize what are the pains